Master of Ceremony for today. It's a pleasure, really a pleasure to be down here, and thank you very much. It's so good to see and to go back in time to see and to remember the times when I have been a student myself. And it's amazing that this kind of opportunities are given to youngsters for development and growth. I have 18 years of experience, so 18 years since I myself graduated as well. During my experience, thank you. During my experience, I have interviewed maybe over 1,000 people and effectively recruiting a couple of hundreds of people. It depends on stages of industry where I worked, and it depends on the needs of each and every organization that I have been involved with. As a member of Bahrain HR Toastmasters Club, it's an honor for me to give you a little bit of insights of what it means recruitment in a digital age. You have the gift from God of being delivered in a time when you had all the time digital gadgets on your hands. Maybe people like us, like myself, we have about 22 years of working on computers. A bit, maybe even more than your age, isn't it? Now you'll feel like, oh, is digital so old? Yes, it's even older. It's even older. Started somewhere in the Second World War, and it developed. You can see behind me, it's a library. It's a library. Guess what a library used to be before? And of course, what it is today for myself. A library, it's a server, yeah? So before we had servers in the cold regions of the world, we used to have libraries, public libraries, private libraries, as a library behind myself. Nowadays, our libraries are digital, are in a cloud, and we access them whenever we want. Previously, as a student, I needed to have a membership. I need to go to the public library. I need to return the book on time and in very good condition. So I would rather be very, very careful about it. When I graduated, I needed to start searching for a job. And my digital presence was not there. The only digital thing that I used to have, it was my CV, which was, after being typed, was stored in an email. Can you imagine that that time I had an email? And not a very professional sounding email. It was an email called Star Nitro. Don't ask me, I was young, okay? 2 years down in my job, I changed my email to a professional one. I realized that Star Nitro can be anyone. So I changed my email, not because I wanted a professional email. That time, still, the habit of having a professional email was not there, but I just realized that is losing my own personality. So that's why my email today is Neculae, because Florentina Neculae, even that time, was not available anymore. Can you imagine that? That's why I would like to find out if you, dear students, you already have a very professional email already. All of you? Everybody has one? Yes, and you actively use it? Yes, all right, that's fantastic, that's fantastic. I would like to start sharing a very small presentation that I have prepared for today's session. And I would start my share. And we said that the recruitment in the digital age is starting first with our online presence. I would like one of you to tell me, how do you find your online presence? Are we present online? In which ways? In which ways are we present online? One of you. Not everybody same time. Okay. Even by the fact that we are here today, and we are in an online session, it's our presence online. The way that we interact to each other in the online world is actually a hybrid. So online world is the continuation of the real world. Yeah, I exist in reality. I am a real person. Yes, so I am not an avatar or something. So actually, the digital technology at the moment is a channel. On the beginning, I remember that I came over from my country to work down here, and it was so amazing, and I was so thankful that I can call back home and I can mess up my parents in learning Skype. And for them was amazing that they can be in touch with me. And guess what? On the beginning of Skype, all the time, even myself and even my own parents, we used to forget all the time the passwords. Thanks God we are not forgetting the ID. Otherwise it could be extremely difficult. So in time, I realized that Skype is amazing as long as you are organized. We used to pay to internet coffee shops. So for us, every minute of not knowing my own password was lost minute of actual relation and actually seeing and talking to my parents. So I learned to value of being organized. I learned that this small machine called computer can be an amazing friend as well as can be an amazing enemy. So it was a zone of frenemies. You know the frenemies? Yeah? Okay, you are familiar with that and everything. That's amazing. So technology can be fantastic as long as it's your friend, as long as we know very well how to use it. If we are not ready, if we are not organized, it's penalizing us. And it feels like an enemy. We turn on the computer and the computer is not getting logged in. And we realize that actually we don't have battery. Is the fault of the computer? No, it's not computer's fault. It's our fault that we didn't turn it on, we didn't log in on time, we didn't check if we have electricity, okay, and enough battery. That's why when we talk about digital presence, we talk about a continuation of our own person into the digital world. What do we have in a digital world? And I would be liking to ask you if all of you have a CV, any type of CV. Any type of CV. Everybody has? No. Okay, after this session, I would be liking you to actually start typing a CV. Anyone should have a CV. CV is the shortcut of curriculum vitae. It's a Latin word, and I am from the generation that I learned Latin, thinking that I will never use it. However, Latin is so important in maybe one of the most important words in the job market. CV, it's a Latin word in nowadays, which means the progress of your life, the way that your life succeeded. So a recruiter will always take a decision by scanning a CV. Of course, the digital world discovered that we can use artificial intelligence for this. And we have a system called ATS, which is Applicant Tracking System. We as recruiters, we use it. And that helps us to scan. However, whenever we take a decision, we don't base that decision in what the applicant tracking system tells us. We take the decision based on the details of the actual things that are attracting our attention on a CV. So what do you think? I would like together to fill up what could we write the most important in a CV, what a CV should have. Who can help me? Okay.
Qualifications.
So, qualifications. All right. All right. So when we talk about qualifications, in your case, because you are young and fresh graduates, we talk about your education. Yes. We talk about the theory that went through all the years of school. Would you think that your qualification will be in dates wise, in periods wise? How will you put it as, in order for me as a recruiter to get the best out of what I read? How best I can understand what a qualification taught you? What is the subject of a qualification? The best is to put your subject, the major subject. For me, it's very important to understand which was your major subject in the university. Your major subject is preparing you for a kind of broad industries that you are going to profess. I heard that somebody is actually studying business and public administration. Yes? No? Yes? Somebody is studying this, right? Did I listen properly? Yes. So when you study public administration can be also applied in business. When you call it public administration, is for the government institutions, but all the processes and all the education for public can be also transferred to private companies, correct? Yeah. Okay. What else we should have down there? One of the most important things should be down there, should be our name. Yes. We should get our name always correct. We should get our professional email. We always have to make sure that people, okay, if I like and I find something very interesting in your CV, I should know your name. I should be able to contact you. And you have to offer me all those tools. Otherwise, I don't have enough information in order to contact you. Yeah, okay. And you know the joke that everybody wants to hire a fresh graduate with 20 years of experience. Do you know that joke? I know it as well. This is exactly what it is. It's a joke. We know as recruiters, we are very much aware how much experience or not a fresh graduate has. So in the next slide, I have already written what we have to include in a CV. And we go very, very fast through them because we already discussed about them. So we have our contact details, which are very, very clear and very professional. And we have our digital presence, which is in this case, one of the biggest platforms where all the recruiters they go and they refer to is LinkedIn. And if you go out with anything of this session, of this talk that I'm giving you, is to go home and learn how to make a CV, how to have a professional email and professional way of contact, and how to have a LinkedIn profile, which is your digital presence, okay? When we say about digital presence, it's almost like a CPR. Everybody has a CPR, right? Everybody has a password, yes? Okay. Those are documents that we always, through our life, are we going to refer to, and we are going to use it in our life. So it's the same with the digital presence. All our life, we are going to refer to platforms. Don't forget, platforms and digital presence is all the time a continuation of real life. So we have to see how was the Toastmaster that have done the introduction of our session. He told us to not touch certain subjects that are hot and can make us hot. So the same in our digital presence, we should not touch very hot subjects. This doesn't mean to not have very strict and clear views. This doesn't mean that we should not have values in our life. Of course, definitely, absolutely, we have to have. However, we should not go and bully people online. Why? Because a recruiter, our own children, our own parents are there as well. And we have to take care of the way that we treat people, even online. That kind of affordance of being anonymous online is not there anymore. Even if your name is Star Nitro, as used to be mine, still, my friends, they knew who is Star Nitro. Yeah. So if I was doing something which was not very okay, they knew who done it. Yeah. So they will be taking actions against me, and that will follow. That will follow. So we need to take a step on that. An advantage for you is this online presence, which is today. Having a Zoom Toastmasters session, it's an online presence. And you can also mention it in your CV. Recruiters, they would like to see all those extracurriculum activities, and they appreciate it. Gives you value as a student. The next step that I would be liking to tell you, and if you go out, I would like you to get familiar. Doesn't mean that we get experts into this and everything. None of us will get experts. This presentation is a short one, and I will also share it in the chat with everybody. Please download it. And I just want you to get familiar with channels, tools, applications that are going to help you in the next steps after your graduation and during your graduation. Networking is a lifelong activity. You should start networking from now. Already you are networking. You are networking with me, but I'm a Toastmaster. And it's amazing that you have done this session, because one of the most precious things that people can offer you in their life is their time. Yes. You don't find it very easy that people give their time. And this is happening in Toastmasters. It's a club where people, they gather and they are ready, and voluntarily they offer from their knowledge, from their skills, from their experience, and from their time. That's why it's a very good learning occasion. It's a very good connection and networking. So you can also search for me on LinkedIn and connect with me. You have a question, you can just pop it in and everything. And I will do all my best to answer to all the questions that you have. And it's an exposure. Yes. Yesterday, I didn't know who is Attica. I didn't know. You also, Attica, you didn't know who is Florentina Neculae. But today we know each other, isn't it? That's fantastic. Nice to meet you, all of you. We have this online presence. You didn't meet me as a person and everything, but hopefully one day you will definitely meet me. And that time you will be saying, oh, you have given a talk and everything. And I will be like, oh, wow, that's right. Nice to see you again. It's already a starting point of a conversation, isn't it? Right? So as a recruiter, what do I look in a candidate? And I will be very, very, very specific. I look a good personality. What a good personality means, means lots of things. Means all this and much more. Yes, okay. I will not read them for you and everything, but you can read them by yourself. The most important is you are reliable. See, all of us, we came on time. All of us, we are here. For all of us, the Zoom worked and everything, yeah? Okay, all of us, we had some roles. All of us, we have delivered our roles. That is reliability, yes? Toastmaster Rinosh is amazing, and he done this session for all of us. And he done this effort, and we had our input into it. We've been reliable. He expected us to be here and do what we are expected to, and to be reliable. Also, we have been organized. We build up some confidence. Yes, we build up some confidence in ourselves. We kept a calendar. We have a timer, but he's keeping the time. She is keeping a timer for us. We expose each other. We exposed ourselves in talking. Yes. So that's what everything is available in a Toastmaster Club. And that what is going to put us in a festive role, yeah, to use the word of the day as well, because it's a way of development, our own personality, as well a way of learning, and even a way of developing our own vocabulary through the words of the day and through using them in the right context. And with this, looks like our time is there. And please stop me, because otherwise I will not stop myself, isn't it? And thank you so much. And it is a pleasure to be down here. And back to you, Master of Ceremony, Ateka. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a few questions for you.
Yes, please.
So, what is the difference between CV and resume? And typically, how many pages should a CV have?
Yes. A resume is actually used a lot in the States. A CV, it's very much used in Europe and in this part of the world, Middle East and Asian side and everything, where European culture has had more influence. Resume is usually a bit shorter, doesn't have so many details. Is the American way of presenting yourself, where you start with achievements, and it's a lot, you know, American culture is a lot about achievements and look what I have done. And then later on the page is education. Usually should have, in America, they like to have only one page. When it comes to the curriculum vitae, the CV is longer. We Europeans, we like to read more. Okay, we are that kind of personality. So it's just a difference between the cultures. And we like to know more details about the candidates. That's why usually a CV should have minimum 2 pages and should be a bit more detailed and to not be only about your achievements, your professional profile, yes? A resume usually will not have a picture. However, in this part of the world, in Europe, we like to see a picture. A resume will not have so many details about your education. However, in Europe and in this part of the world, we would like, and we emphasize a lot the education. Did I answer your question? Is okay? Yeah?
Yeah? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so another one, as an HR professional, how much weightage is given for soft skills in interviews?
Huge, huge, especially for young and fresh graduates like you, is huge. Why? Because we are actually down there. We know that from your education, when we selected you based on your education. But when we select you for the job, we select you for your ability to learn, your ability to collaborate in a meeting, in a team, yes? As a youngster, you will not be a leader or you will not be selected as a manager. Of course, might happen in very exceptional cases and everything, but we will select you for the power and ability of leading yourself, because that's the first person that you lead in a professional world, yourself. Yes? Okay? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Then one more is there. How to make the CV presentable?
To be presentable, first of all, you do like a brainstorming with yourself. Take a blank page in a Word and write everything what comes in your mind. Yeah. After you wrote everything what came in your mind and everything, put them in categories. Yeah. It's very clear. The name is a category. The contact details is another category. The education is another category. Your hobbies, your achievements in sense of a student and everything, it's another category. So same as you do a project in research, you put everything together and then you categorize them one by one. It's not necessary to be extremely fancy or something. Of course, make it fancy, please do. If you are a designer, design it as fancy as you like. In the rest, keep it simple, keep it clear and easy to read, easy to go through. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
You are welcome anytime.